B. I get so sad and frustrated about like the fact that Patrick Willis and Frank Gore, as we talk about these guys getting the Hall of Fame, they didn't win the big one. But at least they had all of these like playoff moments. And I know it was only 3 years, so it's not like it was like 10 years of playoff moments.
And I was thinking about that too when Patrick Willis finally got to the playoffs and the Niners had that run. He may not have been the best linebacker on his own football team.
Well,
by that
2013,
point.
I believe that NaVorro Bowman was. 2012, he was outstanding.
NaVorro Bowman played excellent linebacker. Some of the best linebacker I've seen in a Niner uniform.
But my bigger takeaway is like I was so sad that we come out of that era and we didn't win a championship. And I look at the Niners now and I'm like, coming out of this era without a championship would be heartbreaking. Is it worse to knock on the door as much as the Niners have and not win, or to do what the Angels have done, where you haven't even sniffed the playoffs with Shohei, Ohtani, and Mike Trout combined?
I mean,
that's kind of nuts.
That's sad.
Who's their third best player? Who's the third? I know you want to say Rendon.
No, it's not Rendon.
I don't think so either.
Brandon Drury's been their third best player, and he got hurt with a shoulder injury.
How sad is that?
Drury's been their third best player at times. Estevez has had a really good season for the Angels.
Yes.
Saving games, but the gap between Trout and Ohtani, and then from Trout to third best player, is Grand Canyon-esque. I mean, it's not a good baseball team. That was not a clean game yesterday.
We crushed the Nets, right? Like, and rightfully, because people don't like Kyrie, and I get it. So they're going to go out, and KD. So they're going to go out of their way to crush those guys. Right. We all like Trout and Shohei, but Artie Moreno. I mean, you want to talk about into the last 20 years or so, squandered opportunities. Everybody makes fun of Snyder with that all-star team he tried to put together, or the Eagles with their quote-unquote all-star team. To not make the playoffs once.
Well, is that on Artie Moreno, or is that on bad baseball decisions by the GMs?
They go hand in hand.
Because they sign guys left to right. C.J. Wilson deal, Josh Hamilton deal, Albert Pujols deal. The list goes on and on and on.
You're right. You're 100% right.
I mean, they've signed so many bad contracts. Rendon has been awful for them.
I mean, I knew
awful.
He had a great year the year they won it all, but it was so odd. Like, who was going to give him $300 million?
He was a good national. He was a good national, not $300 million worth.
He's $150 million. That sounds like I'm destroying him.
Right.
He's a $150 million player, not a $270 million player.
And he can't stay on the field.
Exactly.
He can't stay on the field. So bad trades, bad signings. And look, Moreno's spit money. That's not the problem with the Angels. Spending money's not the problem. Reckless spending.
Yes.
Kind of like the Giants with some of these contracts that they have coming up here. So you look at that Angels roster, and I'm looking, it wasn't a clean baseball game by no means. It was a long baseball game. Felt like there was a lot of timeouts, a lot of changes. It felt like a long baseball game.
It was probably Matos' worst defensive game in center field.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of misplayed multiple balls and the whole bad throws, which you're a young guy.
Probably needs a day off.
Yeah. And then A.J. Pollock in right field. Dog, did the sniper get him?
What was worse, his play at right field or the fact that he was batting third?
Can I have a serious?
He was batting third.
Can I have a serious question? Like,
why was he in the 3-hole in the lineup? Why?
I'm not an Elliot Ramos truther. I don't think that he's some special talent, but this is a great example. I don't understand why we are obsessed with the journeyman. Remember that guy that they claimed at the beginning of the year?
This year?
Yeah, remember right before the Yankee series?
Matt Beatty. That's right. And he traded for him the opening day, which made you guys go crazy.
Like, everybody wants to tell me what Farhan is and Farhan isn't. He is obsessed with the journeyman dudes to me that are just shot. And he just he has to get those guys at bats and on the roster. And so this is where I look at it differently. I say to myself, look, I don't think Luis Gonzalez is any good. He's just coming back from a 60-day IL. He stinks, whatever. But Ramos, for example, he's been in your system forever. He came up last year. Give the kid a look. He cannot be worse
than A.J. Pollock.
Come on.
A.J. Pollock batted third yesterday. And I saw that lineup card and I said, I'm not even going to get outraged over the lineups anymore.
Outraged, but what are we doing?
But A.J. Pollock was batting 178 going into that game. He's now batting 165. You batted him third.
That really pisses you off, huh?
I want to know the solution to it. Why? Matchups? Because of matchups?
When was the last time A.J. Pollock was good?
3 years ago with the Dodgers. And look,
as a fourth outfielder.
And look, as a fourth outfielder, and I give him this. Maybe coming back to the National League, he could find something in that bat. Okay. He went to the American League and got lost with the White Sox and Mariners. Okay. I'm going to give him a benefit of the doubt. Okay. They said that he was a decent National League player. Okay. But he should not be batting third on a team that is leading the wild card race. Third.
I mean, it's just there's a lot of little things that kind of drive me nuts on this team.
That drives me nuts.
Well, like Jock. Okay, runners on first and third. There's one out. Oh. And Jock looks on a strike 3.
Oh, yeah. It didn't even try.
No. It was the situation, thank God he didn't come back to bite him. But, like, you got to be swinging there. You're our power hitter. You got to try to put a fly ball out there to drive a run home. What are you doing?
Well, we got on Brendan Belt for so many years for walking away from the plate with his shoulder slump. He walked away from that strike 3 like he smiling. Didn't even give a damn. He just walked back to the dugout like, I got my money's worth.
What was that?
It is. I thought it was just me. I was just, I thought it was just me. I swear to God, I watched him walk out the box. I was like, thanks. Jesus Christ. You imagine paying somebody to go watch that at bat?
It was horrible.
He should have gave everybody money back for that at bat.
But the irony
is, Angel fans.
It was a great win for the Giants.
It was.
And I don't want to like sound like but to me it was bigger because it was more about the Angels. There was a play. Shohei Ohtani. It's just a single up the middle, okay? Off the end of the bat, he drives it past the second baseman, and he does not slow down one iota and takes second base on a bad, like Matos kind of lollygagged to go after it, and then came up with a really bad throw, and Shohei just slides into second, and I say to myself, do you know how few guys, like Corbin Carroll does that, and we all lose our mind. Corbin Carroll's like 5'10".
Right.
Okay, and he is a speedster. Shohei's like 6'4", 6'5", and he is booking. He's got 40 jacks. He's the best pitcher in the game, best hitter in the game. Come on, and he's booking out of the box. And I'm thinking the Angels are squandering one of the all-time talents.
All-time talent.
We crushed the Minnesota Timberwolves during the Kevin Garnett.
Right.
And Kevin Garnett was awesome.
Right. Like, and they tried a couple times to build some teams around him, and just didn't work out.
Kevin Garnett he's a Hall of Famer. No one's questioning that. Shohei is better at what he does than what Kevin Garnett, and I'm not even trying to be like some hyperbolic statement here.
Right now, he is better at what he does than Kevin Garnett.
Could you imagine having Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout, and this is your everyday product?
It's like having Barry Bonds and Jeff Kidd, and the Giants maximize those two guys.
They went to the playoffs.
They 97 to 03 was probably the best stretch outside of the World Series years for the Giants in San Francisco history.
Agreed.
In their history in San Francisco, that stretch from 97 when they won the NL West to 03 when they had, or 02 when they led wire to wire. Yep, wire to wire, first place, and then they lost to the Marlins. That was some of the best baseball we've ever seen in San Francisco. And you built it around Kit and Bonds. Yep. You built a good staff. You built good complementary hitters. You had speed around them. You had a great bullpen. The Angels have none of that.
It's great.
None of that.
Isn't it crazy?
I mean, Drury comes back from missing a month, and he's already batting behind Ohtani. Mike Moustakas has been.
Mike Moustakas was good like 8 years ago.
Yeah, C.J. Crone. Come on, man. Grichuk, Renfroe. Look at all these guys. Rejected top prospects in other systems, and they like the Angels are just patchworking a lineup around Ohtani.
It's unreal.
And it still may look better than the Giants lineup.
Yeah, because he's so good. I mean, he's so incredible.
But you know what? We crushed Wilmer yesterday. Wilmer with another solid day.
Wilmer is a solid player.
Wilmer Flores has been solid. J.D. Davis hit a bomb.
He needed that.
Absolute bomb.
He was batting 176 post All-Star break, so he absolutely needed that.
That was a bomb.
It was.
So, look, there's a lot of good in that baseball game. Logan Webb battling. Staying in that baseball game. Not bad there. The bullpen cleaning it up, although Tyler Rogers blew it again. But Trevor comes in, cleans it up, and then you got Camilo Duvall striking out the side. So, yeah, it wasn't the cleanest win, but right now you can't be. We can't be. We can't be beggars, right?
No.
You got to just take a win. Take a win, enjoy the win, and move on.
Well, I just thought it was a great moment for the young guys. Like having Patrick Bailey deliver in that moment, that was awesome. That was really cool. I can't get it out of my head, like what the Angels are doing with Shohei, and maybe I've, just kind of watched from afar, and I haven't seen the way that they lose games. Like seeing them lose that game that way, they take the lead late, they've got an opportunity to shut the door, and then they don't just blow the game. They just implode.
They imploded. I mean, it was like, wow, you're not going to get it out here? You're not going to get out the inning? You're going to leave Estevez out there on the mound all these little bloops. Even Mathias got a little bloop there in the ninth inning. I mean, the Giants score season high 6 runs. 6 runs. So